Next, I'm going to take you through what we've done on the technology piece of this. So the ageLOC Wellspa IO device is Nu Skin's second connected device. It offers several benefits that enhance the overall integrated wellness and beauty experience, which takes personalization to that next level when you pair it with the Nu Skin Vera app. It customizes and complements as you restore, revitalize, and rejuvenate or relax, which will help you slay your everyday wellness and beauty goals. Once you've connected your Wellspa IO, you're going to find the following features. I know you're already familiar with the Vera app and its guide tutorials, but I really want you to focus on the routine library, Empower, and the IO score. With the routine library, Vera will recommend types of routines for you to focus on, which will maximize the benefits you are interested in for all of your restore, revitalize, and rejuvenate needs. Besides being able to customize routines, a fun feature that we've included is that you can also select music to add to your custom routine by selecting from a selection of music that we've included, which will complete your experience. Empower is Vera's live view of the adaptive microcurrent technology that powers your ageLOC Wellspa IO. The M stands for microcurrent, and you can access this feature by going to your routine library in Vera and starting a routine. Empower will be displayed in the bottom half of your screen as you run that routine. In addition to the Empower rings, Vera will also notify you when it's time to apply more product for optimal comfort and glide. For a more in-depth view of the adaptive microcurrent technology, you can change your view during the routine to Empower Insights. Empower Insights breaks out each element of the technology so that you can visually see your personalized and optimized treatment. I'll get into more detail on Empower Insights later. For IO score, in order to get an IO score, you need to set up a personalized goal that will help you reach your wellness and beauty goals. I'll also illustrate this more during the demo. In addition to the features previously highlighted, here are some additional features I'd like to talk about, such as pairing your Wellspa IO, device details, customizing routine, usage tracking, and so much more. Pairing your Wellspa to IO Nu Skin Vera is so simple and so quick. First, you need to download the app. Once you've installed and opened Vera, you'll either sign in with an existing Nu Skin account or create one. Once you've logged in, tap Devices from the navigation bar. Once you're on the Devices page, there will be an option to pair new device. You tap that button and follow the steps to pair your Wellspa IO. Once your device is paired, you'll have a brief introduction to Wellspa IO and its benefits, and then you'll also be able to create an IO score goal. As shared earlier in my overview slide, you'll set a personalized goal for your IO score. This is meant to help keep you on track to reaching your wellness and beauty goals. The IO score goal setting will take you through different steps so you can set a personalized goal of how long and how often you plan to use your Wellspa IO. The goal you set is what drives your IO score. The device details page shows the device management and settings. It also gives you access to your favorite routines, the routine library, and the awards you've achieved, including that IO score progress. The routine library gives you many routines to choose from, all depending on your personal preferences and goals. And then, of course, a big reason why you should pair your device with the Vera app is because you can also customize those routines to meet your own needs and your own lifestyle. The routine summary gives you an overview and summary of your completed routine. You can also maximize your beauty and wellness benefits through the expanded product recommendations. Similar to the ageLOC LumiSpa IO device, when paired with Vera, you'll have step-by-step guided tutorials for ageLOC Wellspa IO. It will also notify you if you're using the device incorrectly. Aside from that, you can also see a real-time display of Empower and treatment metrics, which are synchronized with your device. As I shared earlier, Empower displays in real time the power of adaptive microcurrent technology and notifies you when it's time to apply more product for optimal comfort and glide. So during a routine, these Empower rings will show you how you're receiving optimal power output throughout that routine. The relationship between the white and blue rings demonstrates how the technology adapts to your skin's resistance to ensure optimal performance. So whether you have all blue or all white rings, you're always receiving your best results. Here you can see the real-time display of the microcurrent adjusting to your skin's resistance. As you use your Wellspa IO, the device voltage changes polarity every 1.2 seconds, which causes the current flow to change from positive to negative. The device will monitor your skin's resistance, and Vera will then notify you when it's time to apply more topical for an optimal session. Now let's talk about comfort events for just a minute. When you run a routine, you might notice that those empower rings they'll shrink and then kind of disappear, and then they'll expand again. This is the adaptive microcurrent technology sensing that there's a voltage spike at a level which could cause you discomfort. So when this happens, your Wellspa IO will drop that voltage and microcurrent, and then slowly ramp it back up for optimal comfort. You can really think of this as seeing personalization in action, since it's actually tuned into your skin and your unique needs. For a more in-depth view of the adaptive microcurrent technology, you can change your view during a routine to Empower Insights. Empower Insights breaks out each element of the technology so that you can visually see your personalized and optimized treatment. The microcurrent shows a real-time graph of Wellspa IO's microcurrent as it adjusts to your skin's resistance. Waveform displays in real time the biphasic current of Wellspa IO. Because it's biphasic, the current pulses positive 10 times and then negative 10 times, switching every 1.2 seconds. The product meter shows your skin's conductivity based on the amount of body serum or body activating gel that you've applied. It will also show you when it's time to apply more product. Having the correct amount of serum or gel on the skin also helps your Wellspa IO to optimize the current for your session. Microcurrent adjustments illustrates how well Wellspa IO is continually monitoring your skin. In fact, it's doing it 80 plus times per second and making adjustments so that you receive a personalized and optimal treatment. Now, we talked about comfort events a moment ago. The comfort events display here shows you how many times this event has occurred. The movement graph is something that shows how your device is actually being moved based on accelerometer data. So your Wellspa IO has a 3-axis accelerometer, which measures how the device is moved up or down, side to side, or forward and backward. So these are some really cool data points to see in action. And then I'll also show this to you during the live demo. And then last but not least is the usage tracker and awards. If you've used ageLOC LumiSpa IO before, you definitely know about this feature. It helps you track your progress towards your active challenges. You can even view details of past routines that you've done. It's another fun way to keep you motivated as you continuously unlock badges based on your usage, and then even share those badges and awards on your social media platforms. So now is the time that you've all been waiting for. We're going to do a live demo of Vera and Wellspa IO, but I seem to have lost my Zoom screen. Here we go. All right, so let me start sharing from my phone and we will jump right in. Sometimes it takes a second. There we go. So I already have Vera open on my phone. I'm not going to go through the pairing process today. We covered that last time, and it is really simple and really quick. So I'm going to go into the Devices tab from that main level menu. I'm going to turn on my Wellspa so you can see that it's connected now. And I'm going to go in. So there's a couple things that you'll notice here. Of course, we have an area where my favorited routines are at. I can go in and explore the routine library. I can see my IO score as well as that challenges and calendar area. But I wanted to talk first about the goal setting. So I've already gone through and set a goal as part of the pairing flow. So I paired my device. I gave it a personalized name. As you can see, I called it Trina's Wellspa. And I set a goal for myself. But maybe, maybe something in my life has changed. Maybe I don't have enough time to do what I had previously set my goal as, or I have more time. Who knows? Or maybe I just want to target a different area. So I can go in at any point and change that goal. So if I tap on this IO score box, It's going to give me a weekly breakdown of what I've done this week, but then I can also go in and edit my goal. So by editing your goal, it's going to walk you through those same pages that you did the first time that you set your goal. In this case, I'm already really happy with the benefits that I'm looking to receive. So I don't feel like I need to really adjust things. It's more the amount of time I have to spend with my Wellspa. So I'm going to go ahead and say, let's go. Again, these are still benefits I want to receive. So I'm not going to change those, but if what I wanted to see changed, then I can always go and adjust those at any time. If I go to the next screen, I can say, well, 5 days is kind of turning into a lot. I'm not really achieving my full goal amount. So I'm going to drop that down to 4 days. I'll go to the next screen. And then on this screen, as I've been using my Wellspa IO, I'm really not as interested in spending that much time on my arms. I want to spend time on my arms since I do want to get some of those benefits, but not quite that much. It's a little bit too much of a time commitment. So then I'm going to say next. It's going to give me an overview of that goal, and then I can go ahead and save it. And then vice versa, if I wanted to spend more time on a certain area, I could just up that time to where we discourage you to not spend any more time, basically. So it's 5 minutes per area. So now you can see if I go back into that box, it has my updated goal. And again, I can go back and update that at any point in time. I mentioned on the device details page that I have quick access to routines that I use regularly. So these are ones that I've gone ahead and favorited from the routine library. And so I just have this really quick access. If something that I use frequently is restore lower body, I don't have to browse for it. I don't have to look for it. It's just available to me right away. Now let's jump into the actual routine library and do a demo of the routine. So I need to pull up my sleeve so I can get some product on it. So I'm going to do the quick full body revitalize. And before I do that, I want to show you that if this is something that I use regularly, which it is, I favorited it. You can actually see right here, there's a little heart icon. I tap that, it unfavorites it. I tap it again, it adds it to my favorites. And then there's also a preview of the different areas that I'm going to be addressing during this routine. But maybe I don't want to spend quite as much time on my abdomen, or maybe I want to spend more time on it. I can actually go in and customize it. So if I tap on this customize routine button, I'm going to say Trina's. If you guys have seen me do this enough, I always misspell my own name. Trina's routine. Oh, geez. And then the areas, and I think I'm going to spend a little bit more time on my abdomen. So I'm going to up that to 5 minutes. I'm going to go down to 2 minutes on each of my arms. And then I mentioned earlier that we have a playlist of songs available for you to choose from. This is how you can go in and change it. You can hear that. You go through. Whichever one works for you. I can go ahead and update my sound and then save that routine. And then if I want to run it, you can see, oh, Trina's routing, it should be routine. Autocorrect did me a little dirty on that one, but you can go in then and do your own custom routine that you have now created. And then of course it will also show up on your quick view so that you can access that at any point in time. Now let's actually just go through really quickly that quick full body revitalize and actually run the routine. So I'm going to tap on the run routine button. I'm going to mute the sound. I don't want to talk over it. And then I have my serum here. I'm going to apply it. For the purposes of the demo, I am doing it on my arm. Of course, you would want to do this for the body area that this particular session is targeting. So my device is already turned on and set to the proper amount of time. I just touch the device to my arm, and then you can see that data coming through. So I have really great conductivity right now. I have plenty of serum. You can see those rings. But again, whether I have all blue rings or all white rings, it's really just showing that the device is adapting to my skin and my particular environment. Whether I have lotion on, that sort of thing. Let me go into Empower Insights. So you see that little icon on the top right? If I tap on that, here's all the extra data that I showed you. So I have plenty of product, that movement, it's tracking how I move the device. You can see that if I move the device a different way, those lines change. And then if I get to an area that doesn't quite have as much serum, you can see that I have plenty of product right now. But as I get to an area that doesn't have quite as much, that product meter drops a little bit. So the reason why you're seeing that pause screen come is because the device lost connection with my skin for just a moment. And so that's why that pops up. But so I've moved to an area of my arm that has almost no product on it. So you can see there's that, the product meter dropped. Now, if I go back, and then you can see there's even a warning on this page. Hey, it's time to apply more product to the area that you're treating. Make sure that you have that most comfortable treatment possible as the device is adapting to your skin. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next area. So again, the app is going to say, okay, it's time to move on to the next one. Apply that product to the next body area. My device has already been set to the proper time. I touch it to my skin again. And you can see how it's doing the same thing. So if I want a preview of the steps I'm going to go through, I can expand that menu and I can see what the next body areas are and the time to spend on each of them. I can also see what step I'm on. And again, if I want to see those Empower Insights, just tap on that icon in the top right, and it's going to show me everything. Now I'm using the device in the same area that I applied product on before, and you can kind of see that meter bouncing a little bit. Because at some point I'm going to have to apply more. But again, if I go off into an area where there isn't quite as much product, it's going to give me that warning. So did you guys notice how those rings dropped? Right there, they dropped again. That's a comfort event that we talked about. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just the device adapting to my skin to make sure that I have the most comfortable session possible. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that. So on the final page, it's going to give me an overview of what I just did. Now, of course, I didn't complete the whole routine just for time's sake, but it's going to give me an overview of what I did do. So it's going to update my IO score based on my goals. And this is actually the goals that I updated to. So I can see how long the routine lasted, the number of areas, the number of movement alerts. I even get some Empower metrics that I can look at to say, oh, I received 15 comfort events, the number of microcurrent adjustments, like we talked about, there's a lot of those happening, 80 plus per second, and the number of polarity changes. And then the areas completed. Of course, I skipped the last 3. And then if you need to refresh your supply of Dramatic Effects, which is an amazing product, we also provide a quick and easy way to do that. So once that is done, if I go back to this main screen, we talked about the usage tracker and badges and awards. So if I go into usage and awards, it's going to show me my calendar. If I go into today, you can see that I've done several routines. That little icon that has the phone, the one that does not have the X through it, that means that I did those routines while I was connected to Vera. So those we call those an in-app routine. But you can see that I had an offline session, meaning I used my device without my app. And that's totally fine, because the next time you connect your device to the app, it's going to sync those logs so you can still have that information. So it's going to give a little bit of information. This is how long my session lasted and the number of alerts. I do get more information when I use my device along with Vera. I can see the number of areas completed as well as any alerts that I received. Okay, you guys, here is a brand new feature that just launched with the last app update. So it's really important to keep your app up to date. So I have Vera open. I'm putting a little bit more product on my arm because I'm going to start an offline session. So again, when I say offline session, I did not initiate it from within the paired feature set in Nu Skin Vera. So I did not go into devices. I did not select from my routine to actually play it and do it. I'm just going about my day. It's time to use my Wellspa IO. Turn it on. I'm starting to use it. You guys see that banner pop up? So even when you aren't in the devices area, but you have Vera open, it knows that you're using your Wellspa IO. So there's the banner at the top, and then also on the bottom right, if you notice that devices tab, the icon changed to show the Empower icon. So if I tap on this, we call this feature Smart Start, by the way. If I tap on that top banner, it's going to take me into those Empower insights. So part of that is because we don't necessarily know what your intention is as far as how long you're going to use it, if you're going to do multiple areas or just one area, but we still want to provide data to you so you can see what's happening as you're using your Wellspa, even if it's not through a connected routine. If you want to, you can go ahead and say, pick a routine, and you can start one from here. So if you want to take advantage of those video tutorials, for example, you can start a routine from here, and that's totally fine. The other thing you can do from that homepage, I mentioned that there's that devices icon that's animated. If I tap on that, you can see that Vera knows that I have a session in progress. Again, I didn't initiate this through Vera. I initiated it all on my own. This would be considered an offline routine, but we still want to provide those insights. So when you go into your device details page, I can also say jump to session, and it gives me those Empower insights, that data that I can use and I can see. Okay, everybody, that brings us to the end of my demo. I hope that this has given you a better overview of how you can maximize your wellness and beauty goals when you pair your ageLOC Wellspa IO with the Nu Skin Vera app. You've learned a whole lot. You've learned about how to pair your device, how to set goals, how to track them, how to change your goals when your needs change or when your lifestyle might change. And then also using those routines and creating personalized routines to match your specific needs. You just saw this right now, Smart Start. Vera and the connected features of Wellspa IO are continually being updated and added, so make sure you keep your Vera app up to date so you don't miss out on new and upcoming features. It really is the power of connectivity, wellness, and beauty all in one device.